Hey everybody, Matt Rook here with another video of Pixelmon in Minecraft. Today we're going to be talking about the legendary Pokemon that come with Generation 8. About a month ago they released the first update for Generation 8 in Pixelmon Reforged, and with that included a bunch of the starter Pokemon for the generation, as well as about 40 different Pokemon from that series as well, but it didn't include any of the legendary Pokemon. But recently I was told that they do actually have the box art legendaries from that series on the Wikipedia page, and also like the overpowered Uber tier Eternatus as well. So let's dive into that a little bit. Now before I get into the standard legendary Pokemon box art for Generation 8, I want to actually mention real quick Galarian Articuno. Now this legendary has been implemented into the game. It has spawned at least a couple of times on the server that I play on, so you can capture this. Now when you look on the Pixelmon Wiki, if you click on it, it takes you back to the standard Articuno page. So the page hasn't been created yet, or at least it's not linked properly, but it does spawn in the Ice Mountain biome at the dawn and dusk time. So it's not going to be super easy to spawn in because the spawn times for dawn and dusk are kind of rare or difficult to lock down perfectly. But I want to go ahead and show you what it looks like real quick in the game. And here you have it. This is just a statue I made. I animated it, and this is like the ordinary size for it. So you can see that it's got that light purplish color to it, with some white tips of the wings, and also like a black belly, black feet, and a black mask for its eyes. There does not seem to be a shiny form for it yet. It doesn't change at all, at least when I do that. So that's probably something that's in the works. And I think it's a great start to the Generation 8 legendary Pokemon. So now we're going to go ahead and move on to the box art legendary Pokemon from Generation 8, and that's Zacian and Zamazenta. So both of these Pokemon, or legendary Pokemon, can be found spawning in forest biomes. Obviously Zacian is spawned during the daytime, and Zamazenta is spawned at night. They will both be on the land, thankfully, so you don't have to worry about, you know, the hitboxes being weird for throwing your Pokeballs. What I got really excited about for these legendaries though is that when you click on their names, unlike the Galarian Articuno, they actually have wiki pages created for them already. And I think that just means that they're going to be implemented into the game extremely soon. Another thing that's like really insane about these legendaries is that they've got stats, like their base stats are like Uber tier. They're like, you know, mega evolved Rayquaza. You can see like their base form is 670 base stats. Their crown sword form is 780. That is absolutely insane. I want to say Mega Rayquaza has the same amount of base stats, but you can see the speed, special defense, standard defense, and attack are just like off the charts, like ridiculous. And I'm sure when we go to Zamazenta, you'll see similar stats for him because it's just, yeah, speed, defenses are ridiculous. Not as offensive though. You can see that the attack and special attack are a lot lower than Zacian, which is kind of what you expected being like the shield of the two Pokemon. Interesting. They drop really interesting items if you do end up killing them. I know Zacian drops like the swords, and Zamazenta drops shields and chest plates. So, obviously you're not going to really want to kill these, especially at the beginning, because people are going to be paying ridiculous amounts of money to get their hands on these, because they're going to be brand new Pokemon. Now let's go ahead and jump over to what I would consider is the ultra, there's got to be a whole new tier for Eternatus. Like Uber tier, Z tier, whatever you want to call it, is not enough for this guy. So this is just the base form that they're showing here. It's a poison dragon type, so it's a really unique combination. And you can see the base stats for this form is 690. Now that alone doesn't make a god tier. As I'm sure most of you are aware, Eternatus has like a complete form, or like an Uber form, that brings his base stats up extremely high. So before we jump into that form, let me just kind of look over what he drops. It looks like he drops Ender Pearls, End Stone, Poison Gem, nothing really special there. Level 70 in the wild. Alright, well, spawns in land, and from the spawning page, it looks like swamps is where we're going to be able to find him. So let me go ahead and jump into a wiki page for his, like, uber tier form, and you'll see why I think this is so insane. So as I was saying, Eternatus has, like, an ultra form that is by far, over God tier, over Z tier, over whatever form you want, and this is why. It's called Eternamax Eternatus or whatever. This is not from the official wiki page of Reforged, so there's no guarantee that it's going to be added to the game. At least not this form. We will get at least the base form. But look at this base total of the stats for it. 1125 base stats. As I was showing you guys, Zamazenta and Zacian, in their, uber tier form, has 780 stats. This is almost 400 more than that. And you can see that defensively, it's off the charts. HP is off the charts. Thankfully, it's attacks and speed are not undoable, but again, this is just their base stats. Like, you can obviously EV train it, get the perfect IVs on it, and then put whatever item you want on it to give it really, really fast speeds or attacks, and it's gonna be just an absolute tank because of its defense and HP base stat. Now, with that being said, like I mentioned, there's no guarantee that this form will be added, but there was a little secret, thing that hasn't been used yet that I think could lead to us actually getting access to this Pokemon. So, stick with me here. I'm going to jump back over to Minecraft. So now I jumped back over to a creative world in Minecraft, and when I was making the Generation 8 video, I noticed that they do have keys that you can give yourself, but you can't actually get in your public servers. Now these keys are the Ultra Ruin key, Ultra Forest key, and Ultra Deep Sea key. Okay, so as I mentioned, Eternatus Max has just over the top base stats, which means that if anybody gets it, it's going to be able to steamroll any other Pokemon in the game, in theory, just because it's just such a tank. Now my thought is, rather than making that a Pokemon that we can actually capture, or like a form that we can achieve with the Eternatus that we capture, it might be something along the lines of like a raid battle that they implement into Minecraft. So as I mentioned, these three keys cannot be found yet in public servers, but they are in creative mode, which means I'm thinking they are planning on a use for them. With names like these, I have to imagine we're gonna have to go to Ultra Space to get them. And I almost wonder if you get all three of these keys, there might be some sort of like raid battle or like secret dungeon area that you can go with like a couple of your friends and all battle this Eternamax Pokemon at once, because it's just going to be such a powerful Pokemon. I would love it if they did something like that. I don't know how they would implement it, because, having 3 different people battling one Pokemon would be extremely difficult. But I do know, like, in the game, you kind of team up with the 2 legendary Pokemon, Zacian and Zamazenta. You got your buddy, and then you yourself are battling Eternatus and Eternamax. But I just think this is a really cool idea, at least a cool theory, to what these keys are going to be used for and how we might get to see Eternamax in the game. Again, I don't think that's going to be a form that we're going to get, but let me know your thoughts in the comments below, what you think about these Pokemon, this new update, or not even the new update, but the Pokemon being in the Pixelmon Wiki, with them being in there and the fact that the wiki pages are made for them. I would have to imagine in the next few weeks, or maybe like even as long as a month, we might be seeing these in like an 8.1 update. I'm almost positive that they will be implemented when they do release 8.1. I'm not entirely sure about when that time might be though, but it has been a month, maybe month and a half since they released 8.0, so I think it could very well be in the next few weeks, because they did surprise us between 7.3 and 8.0 and at how fast they released those two. So anyways guys, I hope you enjoyed this video, and hopefully you learned something. Hopefully at least you saw or thought it was as interesting to you as it was for me, because seeing those things in the wiki page made them real, at least in a sense that, like, hey, they're coming, they're on their way into the game. And I'm just super excited about having those new legendaries into the game. It's always fun to capture new legendaries and go and find like the perfect grinding spot to get them. So anyways guys, I hope you enjoyed this video, and I will see you all next time.